Hello,
Hi, I'm sorry, who are you? I'm sorry, I requested a mail therapist.
that's fine. How are you doing today?
Well, I can actually kind of remember a little bit. I know there was a breakthrough at some point and then a rush, but it all came to a halt, and I don't know what it was, but I talked to a shaman.
Oh, what did he say?
He said that the world is yours, but I waited for the right time, and it never came.
Dreams. We all make it here with dreams. What are these dreams and why are they so important to us? Why do I feel like society encourages us to chase them on one end, but at the same time, it creates social structures that prevent us from chasing them? And with time, like a dog on a leash, we become limited by social constructs created by humans throughout history. And why do I feel like I'm waiting for the right time to make a move? What's the point? When you are traveling with a map, or at least Google Maps, you expect to see certain locations or certain landmarks, sort of like a confirmation that you're on the right path. Now, what happens when you are traveling and you don't see these landmarks or locations? What happens when you're traveling in a place like Old Africa, where the journey itself becomes the destination? They were once a group of travelers that had set out to travel, the vast lands of Old Africa. Their final destination was a place in the north rumored to have had, treasures and wonders of the earth. So they had set out to travel, unknowing to them that the map that they were using was outdated and incomplete. So of course on their journey they had encountered, breathtaking landscapes, diverse cultures, they had even met a few challenges. But the further they went, the more they started to realize that the map was leading them astray. So at some point, they had to stop the journey and re-strategize on what to do. That evening, luckily for them, they met two nice strangers who had also traveled a similar path and in a way could understand the struggles that they were going through. Of course, them being nice people, they invited the strangers in, they had a great evening together, had the most interesting conversations, they ate, they drank wine, and ultimately had a merry night. But by the time they woke up the next morning, the strangers were nowhere to be found. And due to the fun they had the previous night, they really couldn't remember much, except one key thing that kept on reoccurring in their minds. And this is very interesting because that one key theme goes ahead to change the course of their entire journey.
I remove that because everybody realizes, okay, this is a serious person. We must attend to them diligently.
Time is legitimately a compounding factor.
Yeah.
So what often happens is year on year, it doesn't, like when you're going through the process, it doesn't look or feel like it, but it's literally compounding. It's like when I was looking at our Wrapped this year, like you have to, the truth is, it would be nice to be like it's very sexy and I wish everybody could have like that thing, but it's actually, so sometimes people will be like, oh my God, you guys just started this thing. I said 6 years ago.
And I'm like, you guys just jammed. I'm like, please go and check. The episodes from 2017.
Yeah.
I want you to realize that, not be today.
It's compounding. Like time is just a compounding factor. Even Kirk Franklin, who I really love, like he had a mini documentary out with his...
I saw that. It wasn't like a Father's Day.
Yeah, it was like a Father's Day thing, and he just found his dad, who he realized lived in the same, like not far from him.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really like, it's one of the, like it was very emotionally, that was really emotionally. But then I remember I was watching Kirk Franklin, I was like, this guy has made premium gospel music for years. Kirk is 50...
For years.
50 something. He's not yet 60, he's in his 50s. But he's made premium gospel music for about 30 years.
Yeah.
But he's been making music since he was about 9. Like, he's been in the church, and then he became a choir director when he was a teenager. and it's been since
Yeah.
then. But again, compounding
All these things.
factors,
Tyler Perry was in the choir. And
yeah.
In fact, what was actually very interesting to me was the second play that was failing. It failed, and then somebody was like, let's do it somewhere else, like in a different city, in a different place. And they didn't change anything all of a sudden.
It just blew
And
up.
I'm just like, see these things, you just
So
have to
it
keep
just
it. You
was
just
an
have to keep
environment
moving.
thing.
You just, but
That's
the
a
thing is,
word.
if you didn't just keep it, like if after the second one that did not click, it was
And you have
like,
to believe, no,
I'm
but
not
then
going to do it.
you also have to believe that you can fail up. So there's failing down, obviously, but you have to
Okay.
believe that you can, like, fail up. That, like, something not doing well.
What quickly happens with embracing uncertainty is that it sort of like messes with your expectations. So on one end, I have, an expected outcome, and when things don't happen that way, what eventually happens is, pain and disappointment.
Joshua 23 verse 14 states, "Now I'm about to walk in the way of all the world. You are fully aware that none of the positive promises the Lord your God made to you have come to pass. No promise have fallen through, all have been kept. Nobody can ever be let down by God. Any promises he makes will certainly be kept."
Now, along the way, the nice strangers they met spoke to them about the importance of embracing the unknown, about letting go of rigid expectations and finding the joy in the journey itself. And somehow the group of travelers began to question their initial destination, and somehow they began to see the beauty in the path that they were already on.
As we navigate this digital landscape, we are bombarded with images and stories of perfection and sometimes unattainable standards. This leads to comparison. This leads to the fear of missing out. And so we find ourselves constantly chasing validation and seeking approval from others. We now measure our worth in likes, followers, and comments. Hence, the pressure to present a flawless image becomes overwhelming as we strive to fit into this mold that society has created. We sometimes forget to live in the present moment. We forget that life is not a race to the top but a journey to be enjoyed. What if true happiness and fulfillment came from within and not external validation? What if I questioned my definitions of success and happiness? What if I embraced the unique journey and celebrated my own imperfections and the things that make me human?
Now, this group of travelers quickly learned that with every step in the journey, there were hidden treasures that they kept on discovering that weren't marked on any map at all. They were privileged to encounter communities that welcomed them with open arms. They got to learn valuable lessons about things like resilience, adaptability, and interconnectedness of all things. In the end, the group of travelers never reached their initial destination, but they got to realize that the destination all along hadn't been a physical space, but rather it was a state of mind. They had been privileged to embark on a journey that expanded their perspective and in a way opened their hearts up to newer things. And they got to learn that sometimes the most meaningful journeys are the ones that lead us to unexpected destinations. And so the travelers continue to travel, not guided by maps, but by the compasses within their hearts.
To make your dreams come true. So which one we focused on, baby?